India needs 120 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity by 2030 to fully decarbonize its heavy industries. Aditya Lolla from Ember is here to explain more about it. Aditya, what kind of investment is needed to reach this goal?
That's a really important question. Ember's recent analysis found that to decarbonize the electrical supply in Indian heavy industries, about 120 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity is needed. And about 90% of this demand actually comes from three industries, which is steel, aluminium, and cement. And the investment needed to build these renewables will really depend upon multiple factors related to these specific industries. It depends upon the type of the industry, their operational hours, the resource availability, and proximity to the grid. And the type of resource is actually a massive consideration because, for example, in India, a gigawatt of solar plant requires somewhere around 600 to 700 million US dollars today, whereas a similar sized wind power plant might need much higher investment. So it really depends on the resource type. But if you go by the numbers provided by the Indian government and India's Central Electricity Authority, we would be looking at investments to the tune of 900 to $100 billion to build this 120 gigawatts of renewables by 20.
Speaking of the government, how is the government helping to speed up the adoption of green technologies?
Well, governments in general have a crucial role to play in any decarbonization effort. Industrial policies set the course for the direction of the industry and dictate how emissions intensive a country's growth is likely to be. And Indian government especially has been considering multiple policy interventions to encourage its industries to decarbonize. For example, one of the biggest challenges Indian industries face today are the complex electricity tariff structures. They are having to actually pay excess electricity costs due to a web of cross subsidies. And this makes it really tough for the industries to electrify any of their processes at large scale and also move to renewables. So the government is looking to rationalize the electricity prices at the moment. Apart from this, government is also looking at providing some financial incentives and investments in R&D, research and development to provide support to early stage electrification projects. Government is also thinking about modernizing electricity grids and facilitating integration of renewable energy. And it's also trying to look at some bylaws for small scale industries where electric heating technology is readily available. Ultimately, the goal of the government is to engender competition amongst large industry players and to encourage adoption of new technologies and as a result reduce emissions intensity.
And considering all the support that you currently have, how ready would you say are Indian industries to meet the international emission standards?
Well, the Indian industries are aware of the global thrust towards decarbonization, and they're aware of the fact that there is an increasing emphasis on emission standards internationally, and they are kind of in a way scrambling to kind of comply with these emission standards. Most Indian companies have exposure to Europe, so they're already looking for ways to comply with the new carbon border adjustment mechanism. And from a technology readiness perspective, some industries have more option than the others. As you can see from our analysis, steel industry basically have a better option as they have the option to move to electric arc furnaces to electrify their existing processes. The idea is then, of course, to source this electricity from renewable. Some Indian companies are already planning for the shift, while others are actually investing in technologies like technologies based on hydrogen. Apart from this, at the moment, one of the hot things in Indian industrial sector is corporate purchase agreements. A lot of big companies are signing these agreements to procure more clean power. This is mainly to reduce their electricity tariffs and take advantage of low price of renewables. But something like this can actually drive decarbonization in the near term. While companies adjust to the new international norms. In the long run, however, the industrial decarbonization of the industrial sector, it depends on how quickly some of the new technologies like green hydrogen takes off in the country. Overall, Indian industries have options, but they need policy push and policy support to be able to meet these international emission standards.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Aditya.
Thank you very much.
Once again, that was Aditya Lolla, Asia Program Director at Ember. For more news, visit asian-power.com.